Bauman's Superette right off the Rosebush exit on 127. Gas, cigarettes, cold beer, wine, and liquor, groceries, and more. Stop in and experience the friendly staff today. Call in and order pizza or broiled chicken. 989-433-2251. Carry out only.
Amongst a sea of never-ending, mundane podcasts, one lone podcaster sticks out like a bad rash you're afraid to tell your old lady about. The ChazmoShow. Join Al Chazmo as he features the very best independent artists from every corner of the globe.
Check. We are live. This is the ChazmoShow, episode 11. We are featuring my good friend Brian Hansen from Bees Music.
How's it going? You ever watch the Behind the Music Loverboy?
I didn't see that one, no.
All I've ever been told about it, so I have full disclosure, never seen it. But apparently all he is like fat and bitter and like angry at Nirvana through the whole thing. He's like, that Nirvana killed my career. So check that out if you want to know what happened to Loverboy. They're very bitter, very bitter.
That's Def Leppard's very bitter too. They're
really.
I seen an interview where the singer was bitching about, every other band since us has covered our style. There's no originality anymore. They're all just Def Leppard wannabes. Ever since then, I was like, I'm not a fan of Def Leppard.
Yeah, well, they probably what was I believe in a thing called love. That was totally
yes.
What was that band?
The Darkness.
Yes. Yeah, that was totally Def Leppard.
We covered that one in Mr. Sinister. That was a fun tune.
Yeah, that's a
have to punch the singer in the nuts so we can. But
it was worth it because it wasn't me.
Yeah. Oh, what was that other band that played that too? Son of a bitch. They had the two redhead kids.
Are you talking about the Burning Bushes with
Yes,
Dan?
there you go. I was thinking Carrie Hamill.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie and Dan.
Yeah.
Dan's dad builds Knight Rider replicas out of Shepherd.
Okay.
If you ever want a Knight Rider replica, he's like the guy in the U.S. that's authorized to make kit cars. The Knight Rider.
That's cool.
Series. So, yeah, he does that.
So. You do see them every once in a while in
he
town.
does them.
I wondered.
I think he does them all, but he does them for all over like the world.
Okay.
They come out of Shepherd, which is crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, he actually plays. I think like around the Burning Bushes, he started getting into the piano. I think he didn't really play piano. He was mostly a guitar player for years. And they got into playing piano, and now he plays like piano rock stuff.
All right.
So we should wait. I could just tag him on Facebook.
There you go.
And then maybe he'll, because he actually is a really big fan of podcasting. He follows Hollywood Babylon, Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And I know he wrote a song for them that's called Anne Heche's Butthole. And it's a song they play on their show.
Nice.
About Anne Heche's butthole.
That's cool.
That's awesome. He was talking about once they play it on there and stuff, and we got talking because I was on Kevin Smith's show, Smile, or was it Plus One per Diem? I was on that show like the first week they ever had it, like because they had this thing where they were like, because I had the music store, which we're probably going to talk about pretty quick. Yeah. But I had the music store, and they had this thing where it was like $200. And he would talk about whatever you wanted for 60 seconds.
Oh, wow.
It was when he first started his internet, like, nonstop radio. And I remember just, like, reading that and thinking, like, $200, like, that's nothing forever. That's like a day in the, like, morning sun on a Tuesday that, like, is like a tiny ad. Like, this is, like, man, this is kind of, like, the first week, and it'll stay on the internet, like, in infamy. So I was like, so I wrote him a letter, and it literally just said, like, hey, man, I think, like, your talk, I like the way you talk, I like your outlook, I think you're very inspirational in the way you, like, try and get people to do your own stuff, do your own things, follow your own art, be your own person, and I kind of connect with that to a certain degree, and I like a lot of the things he says, and he has, like, a horrible sense of humor, which I pretty much do, too.
Oh, yeah.
And, so like I just wrote him actually when I signed up for it. I sent along like a page and a half, like, hey man, and I like this, and and it had really nothing to do with any of his like films. And I mean, I like his films and stuff. I think they're funny, but just like I like the way you think, and like he just quit films. Like a couple of years ago, he just went, I don't want to do films anymore. I just want to like I just want to do this stuff. I want to do the stuff I want to do, you know. And he's like, I don't want to be making Mighty Ducks 11 because somebody needs to make Mighty Ducks 11, and I'm a director. So, you know, and I can kind of get behind that. So, you know, and I just told him that I really respected him. And when the store got remodeled a couple years ago, the newspaper came and did an article on me, and I started babbling about. I'd been listening while the store was getting remodeled. I was staying at night and listening to Smodcast in my earbuds all night, just working, kept me going. Something to mentally chew on, you know. And so like when they interviewed me, when it was all open, I was talking about like Wayne Gretzky, because he talks about Gretzky constantly. He's like, where the puck's going to be, and like I just babble about Wayne Gretzky, and it ended up in the article, and I'm like, I don't even watch hockey. Like, why was I talking about Wayne Gretzky? And I said it's kind of funny, you know, like I've listened to your stuff, and like it ended up being like that. So, someone was commenting that my microphone is missing something blue. My friend Sarah's watching. Because it's a long story. Okay, we can talk about that later. I made a penis microphone once out of a
nice. Okay.
But so anyways, I wrote all that stuff to Kevin Smith, and he actually just put me on the show instead of talking to me for talking about whatever I wanted, talking about the store. He ended up like talking about the store, and then like he just like got me the phone. He's like, man, I like you. Like you seem like you got to win. Like you're doing all the stuff, and you know like. So it was kind of cool. It was awesome. It was super surreal because like I listen on my iPhone, right? So like I have the iPhone, and I always listen to like the earbuds, and then when he called, like I wanted to make sure I was like listening. I felt weird like holding up to the to my head, so I put in the ears free, which is the earbuds. Yeah. So it was exactly like listening to the podcast.
But it's live.
But I was talking to him. Like, it was like, I think it's about the closest I've ever been to feeling like I completely lost my mind, because it's like, I'm just talking to this podcast. So you know.
Yeah, that's
fun,
cool.
fun. But, so, you want to talk about the store a little bit? Or do you want to give me a little background on me, I guess? We kind of skipped over that. Okay. So, sure. I'm Brian Hansen. I'm 31 years old. I almost said 32. I'm going to be 32 this year.
Originally from a native of Elma?
Vesterberg, actually. Vesterberg.
Okay.
Like little middle of nowhereburg, half an hour south of Mount Pleasant. So, yeah, kind of a native son of the area. I mean, I remember when there was Farmer Jackson Town, and, that was pretty much the southern point of town, you know. Now there's all this industry and a casino and all these things that I remember not being there. But, so, yeah, I've definitely grown up in Mount Pleasant for my whole life. But a lot of my kind of claim to fame, a lot of people know me from, I started Bee's Music Shop when I was 20. I worked at the Cook's Music. It was in the location where Bee's is now. I worked there as 17. It just turned 17. I got hired there, and I worked there for about just under 3 years. And I managed it for the last little bit, and then it sold. Mike Otterbein. It's kind of a long story, but like Rob Cook owned it for like 20 years, and then Mike Otterbein owned it for like 6. And I worked for it, and Mike had it, and then it sold again. And when that happened, I quit, and I started about 6 months later. I started Bees out of Elma. Okay. And Rob Cook, the original owner of Cook's, was really, I mean, he was the driving force. I mean, he was the one that was like, you should do this. And originally he kind of wanted me to help him start a music store, and then he kind of decided he thought I should run a music store. And he really, I mean, I have really Bees is really a lot of Rob. I mean, he co-signed my original loan and helped me out a ton. And like, he was really like positive and really gave me the confidence. I mean, a lot of points I was like, it seemed kind of crazy, and looking back on it, that I was 20 and like took out a bank loan and just started a retail store. I mean, at 31, it seems like insane. If somebody told me you're going to do that, I'd be like, you're an idiot. I probably was, but it survived.
Well, you gotta gamble and you won.
And for 3 years it was in Elma, and then I took over the Cook's location. Cook's moved, the new owner moved it, and then after 5 years we bought the building, and now it's like it's the mega music store. It's a
badass store. In fact, let's I got a little clip here, 20 seconds.
Okay.
I didn't add any audio to it yet. I thought maybe later we can add
Do I get to see this?
To it. You're gonna have to
lean over. I can lean over. Oh, I can come around there.
Yeah, just kind of lean over.
Okay.
I'll play it here. Let me find it first. Make sure I got the right one. Music Shop commercial. Yes, that one.
I think they're just looking at me leaning over. It's been kind of a big journey. Your dog is like laying up. There you go, buddy. He's
Your
chewing
feet are
underneath my feet. Yeah. But it's been really, like an amazing story. I mean, it really, I started it basically by myself. I met my wife there. I mean, after a year, I met my wife, and she ended up, getting involved and running. I mean, she's a huge part of it. I mean, that's one thing a lot of people don't realize. Like, she does a lot there. Just nobody ever sees her. I'm like, I'm the upfront
running
guy.
your own business, it's got to be, you, and if you got your girlfriend or your wife, you've got to put your blood, sweat, and tears in it at least the first 5 fucking years.
Yeah, well, they always say like if most businesses fail in 6 months, almost all like if you're 5 years, that's like you made it. Like because like you kind of. You think about like having a business, like it's almost like you're taking a paper airplane and you're kind of throwing it, and then you're seeing like if it kind of goes, and like because your startup money, once your startup money runs out, like you've got to like the air current, like you've got to sustain, so like and it was pretty amazing. We saved 5 years, and then like all of a sudden it was like 5, and then it just seemed like all of a sudden it was like 10, and it's been a lot of fun. Like I think I'm having the most fun I've ever had with it. It's came and gone over the years. It's been a lot of work and a lot of stress at times.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that there's really an art to running it. It took me a long time to really understand. Like, it's equal parts hard work and art.
Well, and I've told you the story before, but back when you had the store in Elma, a buddy of mine stopped in or told me, let's go check out this new store in Elma, so me and him hop in the truck and we head down to Elma. And
that's got to be 40 minutes from here, isn't it?
It's about 20.
Yeah,
it's about 20. 25 maybe. But we head down there and here's this, tall, freaking long, blonde-haired surfer-looking dude. It's like, hey, dudes, come on in. Make yourself to home.
There's a scrapyard There's a scrapyard at the end of the road we were on.
You're like, play anything. We got couches. Make yourself to home. You're all about, community and all about, just a place where people can get together and just, and I thought that was fucking awesome, and that had always stuck with me. So
I always try to be like pretty genuine, and like, it's just it's. As it's getting bigger, it's harder to be like I'm not the guy that sees everybody anymore, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's been a weird to kind of notice that change in it. But I still try and make it like pretty genuine, and like I really like everybody, and it's like I've just really learned, like I think one thing about me is like I've just learned I really like just people having fun with music. Like that's a big thing, I think a lot of music stores, like people think that like they really care, like, oh, you gotta be good and blah, 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 blah. And, like, I just think, like, if people come in and they're genuinely excited and happy to play, like, those are my favorite people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Regardless if they're amazing or if they're like, awful. Like, people are like, oh, I don't want to play in here. And I'm always like, like,
just try
I'm not
it,
going to pay attention. Like, sometimes I'll be like, wow, that was really cool. But half the time I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, I'm just happy if they're smiling and they're not trying to have like a 5-person band practice. I'm pretty grateful for it,
Yeah, you don't mind people trying shit out, but you don't want bands in there fucking.
Oh
rehearsing.
man, sometimes we get like the group of college kids. We're like all of a sudden like you see a djembe going off to their store. And you're like,
hey guys.
It's pretty funny when like Adam and I always joke about it. We're like, like you'll see him, like we'll hear somebody sing it, and then you'll hear more and more invitation. It's like you're gonna go around, go over there and be like, come on, man, like.
I don't want to Simon Cowell you, but
it's like, come on, like, give me a break here. Can we set up a drums and a PA? No, please, like, we're just gonna chill out, But we have fun. We try and really like I say, we're trying to be about it for the right reasons, and
that's every time I've went in there. The staff is nothing but polite, and they're the first thing is hello, that's a big thing is just acknowledge the person as they come in, and. What are you looking for? Anything I can help you with? Oh, no, just looking. Or, I need this. Can you fix that? And tell us, what all do you offer as far as, like, service and lessons? And
we do a ton of lessons. That's a big thing. Like, the last couple of years, that's when, like, I really, like, kind of looked at a lot of music stores. And one of the things I really noticed, like, a lot of the bigger, better music stores have, like, huge lesson programs. And I really like it. There'd really never been, well, I guess, Pat had really ran the last, like, really big lesson program in Mount Pleasant and in the area. Like, and And even theirs, I don't know. He probably had like 30, 40 students. I don't know. Ed Barrett could probably tell you what he had for sure. Or Pat could probably. But like I really wanted to have like a more like a legit kind of school of music. And in the last couple of years, I started to kind of like take it more that direction and kind of explore it. And then last spring, I actually we tore out like a quarter of the store. I mean, there used to be like this cooler back there where we had like because the Bees Music. If you ever really look at it, if you're sitting in front of it sometime. This might disappear, so you may want to do it before spring because I'm trying to look at getting the building painted this spring. But if you look at it, it says like Michigan Beverage something because it used to be a Schlitz beer warehouse.
Okay.
Like a lot of people don't realize it. Like if you really look at it, like and you walk in, like that was like a waiting room, and then like you go into like a room that like I'm pretty sure was like dry storage for like pallets and stuff. Yeah. And then like where the two stores connect to, or like where the store connects where the bookstore used to be. That was actually a fork door that was in there. That's why that hallway is the way it is because that wall was load bearing, but there was a fork door in it that was bricked in, and then we bricked it back out to connect to the other side. And then there's the garage doors, of which there used to be 4, and we kept one in the front and one in the back was kept over the years. So like that was like truck base, and that was like a Z-Bart in the 70s. But the back quarter, like where we have our lesson rooms and stuff, is actually like a beer cooler. Like it's encased in like cork and concrete and stuff like that. So this spring we actually like tore out. Kirk Lucas, amazing Central Services, came in, brought a jackhammer in, and took out the floor to make it level. It used to be an 18-inch incline. It was kind of a short ceiling because of it, and we took it out, built all these like crazy soundproof. We were talking about soundproofing in here earlier. Like built all these like 4 really nice private lesson rooms. We built a separate drum room on the other side of another load bearing wall, and kind of redid a lot of our back rooms, but in a really like tried to have like a really nice like pro. Teaching facility. And we integrated our website like a lot. Like if you go to beesmusicshop.com, like you literally can like sign up for a lesson and then you hit refresh and it's gone. Like it all happens like, and it's all of our billing, it's all of our scheduling. It happens really like transparently and easily. And I tried to like think it out. I went to a lot of different stores and asked guys like kind of what they did and how it worked. And, I'm really happy. Like we're at like I want to say like 80 students right now, which is pretty big. My goal is like within like 2-3 years I want to be to 200 a week. So and I'm doing about 80 a week. So and we're getting there. I mean we're gaining constantly. We're up every year, every month. I mean
and it's bass guitar, drums,
we do
vocal,
bass guitar, drums, vocal, piano, cello, violin, viola, fiddle, mandolin. Ukulele, banjo.
And is it like one price for any, or do certain things cost more for lessons?
They're all $16 a half an hour.
$16 a half hour. Okay.
And all private lessons.
Right
we tried doing a group thing before I did the remodel. We tried a couple like group lessons. We offered some stuff, and that didn't really seem to work out. Because I was trying to decide like how am I going to chop up this building. So I started like let's try doing some group lessons and see if we get some interest. But we just decided to go private lesson and went full into the private lesson thing. So it's been really awesome though. Like I have some really good teachers. Tim Mockney's been my longest teacher. He teaches at Central. Does some music appreciation. He does a lot of like. The kids in the area, he did a lot of like the field percussion and stuff for them. Like he would go to the high schools and like work with their percussion line to make them really tight.
That's I used to take lessons from Pat Shepard, and it was just so intimidating, you know, because he'd be like, "Okay, you try it," and you're like, "Dude, where was that second? Well, do it again, man."
That's the way, but. Tim's really good piano and drum, and then I have Andrew Neal, who's the guy from the Ugly Broads. You've ever seen that band? He plays at Hunter's Ale House a lot. He does a lot of stuff. He's amazing. So this is funny. I'm getting like as I'm talking, like my iPad is lighting up and there's people commenting. They're not calling in, but they're commenting.
Not yet. 10 o'clock.
Oh, 10 o'clock. So they're commenting, and then like I keep looking at it, and laughing. But
one more question, real quick, before we take our little break.
Go check out Ugly Broads. though. Andrew's great. Sorry,
Okay.
I was trying to plug him there.
Right on. And you can also go to beesmusicshop.com. The link is on backwoodearth.com. Also, ChazmoShow.com. How does Mount Pleasant different? You own a small business. How does Mount Pleasant different than Elma as far as owning?
More of a shopping destination. That was a big thing. I think Mount Pleasant does really good because it's a weird kind of town up this way where it's like we have like kind of a decently sized college. we have a casino. We have like a lot of like these artificial sort of things in our economy that a lot of the towns around us don't get the benefit from, you know. And like, you know, it's a very much like there's a lot of there's just like a decent amount of jobs and a decent amount of money coming in and out of the community. You know, I don't know that it's like, you know, some of like the crazy rich towns have that kind of economy, but it gives, I think, Mount Pleasant's a little more stable in the Michigan sense. I mean, Michigan's supposedly one of the most economically depressed states, you know, or something, but Mount Pleasant seems to always do pretty all right. You know,
you wouldn't be able to tell that at that casino.
No. But the casino's good. You know, I mean, I think there's a lot of positive things in the area, and I think the community is going in the right direction. You know, I think I'm pretty happy with the way everything kind of goes in town, and I think I just like it. You know, I always joke that I liked Mount Pleasant because I could get a pizza at 3 a.m, but yet I could still probably leave my car unlocked. Yeah. Although lately it seems like there's a lot of serial killers in Mount Pleasant.
I would keep your shit locked.
Yeah. Lately, you know, it's like I keep joking. I was like, what are we turning into, like Little Flint? No offense to Flint, I love friends of Flint, but you know, it's like, man, like you know, the guy, the pastor guy, and then the weird, what was the guy that was gonna burn the girl, and then there's some Mount Pleasant's been a little national news multiple times lately.
They're putting something in the water, I think, but
fluoride.
Again,
remember they put fluoride in our water.
That's a conversation for Matt.
Yeah.
What's the best and worst part of owning a small business?
I don't know. I like the challenges of it. You know, that's one thing I like about the business is like it's never the same. I think I would get bored with it if it was the same every day. You know, I think that's partly why I do a lot of the instrument repair. Like I do a lot of like Adam does a lot of it too. Adam's a very, very awesome, like Adam does most like straight up setups and stuff like that. I do like a lot more of like the like today I put like an inlay that had fallen out. I made like another fake inlay to replace one in like a 60s guitar and like glued it all in and made it look like nothing ever happened to it. Like as I was leaving, I was like darkening it in. I had some like shellac I was using to kind of like match it and try to make it look like it wasn't brand new. You know, like things like that are pretty fun. Like putting together like cracked headstocks and putting back on bridges and stuff like that. I do a lot more of that kind of stuff and like the weirder sort of like turn it over in my brain repairs. But you know, it's just a kind of a constant challenge. I mean, I don't always want. I think I kind of need that. I think that's in my personality. Like I definitely need like a new puzzle every day, and that the store's done a good job of supplying that. You know, I think the worst thing about it is probably you're always tied to it. You know, like you really can't like you know, it's this machine, and you're really kind of committed to keeping the machine running and keeping the machine like happy, and I don't know, like. So it just takes a lot of commitment and at times sacrifice. And at times, like, you're always the guy that has to pull the levers regardless of how, you know, and sometimes they affect other people and things like that. And it sucks, you know, it sucks when you have to, like, fire someone. It sucks when you have to do things like that, you know. But in the grand scheme of it, like, it's pretty, I try and make it a wholly more positive endeavor than a negative one. You know, I mean, I think it's all on how you do it. And you know, and you plan long term, you make good decisions and you can continue to make good decisions. I mean, good decisions lead into more good decisions, I think. And I think I've made some good decisions. I think I've been straight up just lucky. You know, I think a lot of times I picked something and it ended up being right, you know. And you know, not everybody has that benefit. So, you know, I feel very blessed and I feel pretty lucky for the way things have turned out. So
right on. Well, we are going to take a potty break. We'll be back at 10. The phone lines will be open, 989-433 6606. We'll get you on with Brian Hansen.
It's been a cold February. I got you right where you belong. My soul's gone cold from you. Ever since you've been gone. If I could take things back, I'd have nothing left to hide. If
take things back. I'd have nothing left to hide. If I could have my way, I'd have you right by my side.
Barbershop, located at 612 East Broadway Street, downtown Mount Pleasant, Michigan, is open Tuesdays through Fridays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon. Call 989-779-04. So, I do believe we are back.
We are back. Ta-da!
The Chazmo Show.
Chazmo.
We are nearing the end of Season 3, which has been a fun ride, a lot of lessons learned. And
Your
then
head is a cheeseburger.
Yes. I am going to take 2 months off and then forget how to do everything.
Yes.
So,
all those lessons learned will be
will
drank
be gone,
away.
They will be gone. But, buttocks. We have Brian Hansen, the
Ta-da!
owner of Bees Music, in the house, and the phone lines are open for 336-6606. Call in and bullshit with us. Yeah, there's a caution on the thing that says adult content.
Oh, okay. So I could be like, shit,
you know.
Yeah.
Fudge shit, whatever.
I can say all those horrible things that I say already, even if you didn't tell me. Oh,
hello. Yes.
yeah. It's hi. What's up, Chris? Oh, I mailed you Gorgmite.
Yeah.
Well, there's a weird delay.
Really weird delay.
I just heard that delay again. Oh.
We still have a little bit of...
We have a delay.
I'm working on that. So go ahead with your question, caller. Sorry.
He wants to know about Gorgmite. This is... I can hear myself like a second and a half later. Here. Okay, I'm going to take this off so I can't hear him because it's just screwing me up. But I mailed Chris a while ago, or Liam McKay, at let's say liammckay.com, even though that doesn't exist. Right? Is there... What's your Facebook now, Chris? Liam?
Check.
Okay.
There.
But I mailed Liam some Gorgmite a while ago, and he's like, what is this? And I said, this stuff's magic. It's
Magic.
crazy. That's what I use to fix everything. So it's like this cloth you cut up. We sell it. It's pretty cheap. It's like $11 or something for a set. You cut in little squares, and it like scrubs everything off the neck. It's like a combination chrome cleaner and like fretboard stuff. So.
Right on.
So what was your question, Liam? I'll mail you some more Gorgmite if that's what you want.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I wanted to stop by when you when we were on our way to Atlanta. I was like, God, I should have made you guys come. Because I went to roller derby nationals in Atlanta this year a couple months ago. It was amazing. But Liam and I used to be in a band called the Sinners.
Yes.
He was the singer. I was the drummer. And it was fun. He moved to Asheville, North Carolina, which was sort of the demise of the Sinners. But it was slightly before then. But I think that's been the permanent demise of the Sinners. So I don't know. We're gonna do it again, right, Chris? Someday.
Yeah, we're gonna do something. Maybe soon.
Yeah, you know, we'll Skype and then we'll play with like a second delay. What's that?
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh,
it was nice talking to you. You should just call me sometime. Or we should just Skype sometime and my kid can like be like, "Who that?" It'll be fun. All
yes,
right.
definitely.
Thanks, Liam. See you later.
Okay, so
The delay was very disorienting for
that
me.
was
I'm sorry.
yeah. I figured that part out, but
I was like, good.
but I have to hit this goddamn button, and they can
And
still
then
hear
they
us,
can
but
still
we
hear
can't
me.
hear
and
us.
then me, I can't hear me.
I can't hear me
That's
either,
fine.
but they can still hear us.
Oh,
so
okay.
now we can hear, but when I take a call, I got to click that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Stop calling.
No, call it or whatever.
That's what we're saying now. Our official word is no. So
It works, and Liam, you didn't have to cancel because I can have as many callers as I want. Conference them in.
He'll call it in like 2 more minutes.
It's funny because sometimes you get 3-4 people, and it's like confusing. Everyone's talking over top of each other. And it can be. A good
I'll just
time.
talk over everyone, so I'll make up for that.
Right on. So this derby stuff you're into. Let's discuss this.
Yeah, I about a year and a half ago, I started getting really into like roller derby reffing. I do women's flat track roller derby with Chemical City out of Midland, which is a total ton of fun. I took over coaching there a little over right around a year ago.
Right on.
And but basically, if you've never seen women's flat track derby, it's a little bit like the derby of old, except the derby of old was more like kind of like pro wrestling, a little more. I don't want to say showy because it's definitely still a very visual thing to watch, but it's just a lot more athletic than what it used to be. And basically, I train skaters and take people from zero to roller derby stars and train them through all the doing the beginnings, skate skills, all that kind of stuff, endurance. It's a pretty hard sport. I mean, it's very, very hard. I also do quite a bit of refereeing. I think I reffed 30 games in 2012. So like almost every weekend, not quite. But my friend AK 40 Ounce is the announcer. I think he did like 43 or something, 44 games or 44 weekends of derby.
You said this was women, or is it co-ed?
It's women. I do play in the men's team. Okay. There's a men's team out of Detroit called Det Riot that we've done one game, and then I've did like 4 co-ed games in 2012. So I play when I can. I think I'm going to play again in the spring, and I think we're going to play. Det Riot's going to play Kalamazoo. I want to say in April. My friend Mustache Rider told me she's doing all the legwork on that. So.
Right now.
But someone's like, "This is Brian. This is my youngest." Amy's saying this, and she's probably saying that I can't read the whole thing. It was probably like he says bad words. That's what I'm gonna guess. But
sorry.
No, this is explicit language. But no, it's a ton of fun. Like, you know, it's just a really cool sport. It's the fastest growing sport in the U.S. I mean, it's a little hard to explain over maybe the radio, but basically you have like 2 groups of blockers. I guess I can kind of visually lay it out here on opposing teams, and then you have 2 jammers. And what they do is this pack will go around, and there's some rules as how fast the pack can go, and you basically have to keep a pack. I mean, not exactly, but for the general sense of the game, there's always this pack. And then there's two opposing point scorers called jammers. They put these things called panties, which are like kind of like helmet covers with stars on the side on their heads, and they skate through. And the first one through the pack gets this thing called lead jammer, which means she can end the jam whenever she wants then. But basically, your second time through, you get a point for every person you pass on the opposing team. And then whoever's lead jammer can call it off. And there's a lot of like ways where like you kind of have to like block the other jammer, but yet you kind of want to help your own through. And if they're side by side, it matters. Or if they're kind of like one gets through and gets a half lap, whole lap ahead, and then the other one's kind of stuck. There's reasons like if she's lead or this one's lead, like where there's a lot of like strategy. It's a lot of offense and defense at the same time, and it's super duper athletic, and it's a lot of fun. So.
Is there like certain gear they have to wear for this?
Yeah, I mean, we wear like it's really like modified like skateboarder pads, elbow pads, mouth guard, helmet, knee pads, so and wrist guards. So
what any like serious injuries can come?
Oh yeah, I think like 3 of my friends have broke their collarbone this year. So
But that's
do you get hurt?
thing,
yes. I mean,
yeah.
I sprained my wrist last night doing practice, doing burpees at practice, and I was in Bass City, Mount Clemens.
Right.
I guest coached Bass City Roller Girls, and I got hit so hard I have a bruise on my butt. That's pretty awesome. But
nice.
like, will you get hurt? Yeah, probably. I mean, and not in a like bad way. I mean, you're gonna hurt. It's very hard. I mean, and it's a challenge.
Physical,
I mean, and like
physical.
I think it goes back to like I said about bees. Like I just like challenges of things. And my wife, really got into it. She got into it before me. She is super duper good at it. She was into. Figure skate. She used to figure skate when she was like in high school and stuff. So, so she's a very talented skater, and I think her being so good at it just kind of inspired me to kind of get into it and step up and help out. And it's been a lot of fun. It's probably the coolest sport I've ever seen. It's definitely like this punk rock, do it yourself kind of thing, and it's a lot like the band scene. I mean, especially like the band scene when it's really kicking.
Yeah.
I mean, when the local music scene is at its best, is what roller derby is at right now.
Yeah.
So you have all these like awesome people. A team can be anywhere to like 12 and like 30 people, and they're all helping each other out. You put it like I'll go to like Lance. I went to Lansing with the Mitten Mavens and helped them and Oakland do a game, and I refereed and helped set up, and I brought some sound and stuff. And it's just like a very good community of really good people who are like, there's a lot of people from all walks of life. My wife and I play this game called "What is the referee's day job?" because we always ask the refs, because like Kenny Naylor from the Mitten Mavens is like, he's like a scuba diving instructor, magician, stand-up comedian, and now he fixes like he I can't remember, he does some kind of electronics repair during the day, and it's like
gotta pay the bills.
Yeah, like he's just like he used to do like scuba diving repair. Like it's just like you meet some of like the most interesting people. It's sort of the sport that draws all these like just interesting, intelligent people to it, and it's a lot of fun for it. I mean. I think I've met some of just the coolest people in the last year. And you go all over the state and you go through like moldy old rinks and, like de-iced ice arenas. And sometimes we're just like in a warehouse. And like it's a lot of fun, and it's all about challenge yourself, being in good shape, being a good athlete, and it's there's a lot of mental aspects of the game and a lot of physical aspects of the game. And it definitely like really just challenges you to be a better like athlete, better person in a lot of ways. And I think I really respond to that. And I see a lot of the positives in a lot of people. I mean, it's a very, very positive thing.
Yeah, there isn't everyone's fairly good sports. There isn't, like the bad sportsmanship.
No, I don't. I mean, there's everybody everywhere, but for the most part, I mean, I they're the best people. I mean, I think. I mean, I've really met some just amazing people. So, never say never. There's always somebody that will be a jerk, but for the most part, we have a caller. We do.
Hello, you're on the air, ChazmoShow.
Hi, Karen. What's going on? I like all these people. Yes. Can you hear me? This is me. Hey. How are you? Karen is our skater. She actually broke her ankle. Or you broke it or sprained it real horribly? It was broken. It was broken, right?
Ouch.
Be like, come play roller derby. But she's back. I'm on this podcast. She's back. She's back skating. I mean, what does that tell you? She did all this stuff, went through this whole thing.
Hardcore.
That was what was that? September that happened. Yeah, and she's back skating again. She's taking it real slow, working on building it back. But we're hoping to have her back in the track soon. So she's in quads again. So that's the first step. So
Brian is very motivating.
I try. I'm very excitable, maybe.
Right. So what is the show all about? What are you guys doing tonight?
Tonight we are just bullshitting about B's music, and he's been talking to us about the roller derby. And I may be getting him up on stage to play a song or two.
I have to pull a song out of my butt pretty soon, I think. I don't know which
Right.
one.
It's no pressure, but
He's always singing and tapping and playing music in his head. Now.
Yeah.
So have any other Derby girls called tonight?
No, just actually the singer from my old band called from North Carolina, which was pretty awesome. So, but not yet. Not yet. Who knows? It's not over yet. So.
Right. So how's your wife doing? Is
Good.
she still?
My wife had
Not
the flu
sick?
this week, so I've been. So my house is under plague watch, is what I've been saying. So she's better. She's
Plague.
better.
That's what he's been telling everybody.
Yeah. Monday she was out of bed for about 5 minutes. So, and then yesterday was better, but today she seems to be mostly okay. So I'm hoping tomorrow she'll be 100%. So it's pretty good.
All right. Well, I won't keep you guys, but cool picture. Have fun.
Thank you.
Go
Thank you
Derby.
for watching.
Rock on, Derby.
Thank you. Yes. Roller derby.
Woo. Thank you for calling in. Have a good night.
Yep. All right. Bye.
And Liam, if you're still listening, call back in, because I don't think the audience heard any of your audio. I just figured something out. So please call back in.
We were talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, let's do that
Awesome.
over again.
He's just gonna be like, we'll just be like, hey, remember the Sinners? I don't even know. Yeah, Google that. We're around. We're on iTunes still, right?
Yep.
I should have had you play some of that stuff.
I was looking for the tune, but after my hard drive crashed, hey,
I'll send
this
you.
could be him. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, it's me again.
Excellent.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to rehash the other questions, I guess, but I have a song request for when Brian does his monkey dance part.
Yes.
Oh, what's that? You want?
Can you hear him?
War Pigs on the banjo.
What is it? War Pigs on the banjo. Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll go great. I'll just do Am I Crazy, and then talk all about how I wrote it.
That sounds fun.
Okay, that's what Liam's song. Apparently, I look like a college kid. That's what I'm being told.
So, Chris, the next time you are in town, get a hold of me. I'd love to have you come out and do a show.
Oh, thanks, Charlie. Yeah, certainly, man. We're hoping by the summer that my wife and I will come back and visit everybody.
Right on. I'll send you a list of dates, and hopefully it'll correlate, or even if, I can't do it on the Wednesday, we come out and pre-record or whatever, go live. Any day.
Well, thanks so much, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys get back to talking about some other stuff. I really only had the Gorgamite question in.
If you're out, just let me know.
Hold on. I'm going to hang the phone up. No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just say that, yes, Vega wants to know when Brian's going to wear the short shorts and derby again.
What is that?
Something about
short
Brian
shorts and derby. Every time I play men's derby, I usually wear like women's shorts that really aren't. They're not appropriate. That's probably the way I should just say. There's
as a friend, if I may, are there longer shorts that you might be able to wear?
I haven't really done the research, so I can't say for sure. But probably not.
So the other question is, do you tuck that then to make that work, or what's going on there?
I wear underwear under them. It's holding it all together. Let's just say that. I like how people talk about it a lot. Hey, somebody's got to play the fool, so someone can laugh.
It leaves an indelible mark. I'll say that.
It's like a mental scar. I like.
It's kind of like the state of Michigan's tourist slogan: "Pure Hansen."
Wait. So we should. Let me see. Go to my photo stream here. Can I find a picture of myself skating? I had one on my phone here. So that's me. If you can hold that up.
You really need to borrow some Elizabeth's fishnets when you wear those next.
I have worn tights. So that's me in my roller derby garb playing men's derby. You know, why should the girls have all the fun? That's all I gotta say. Why do they get to have all the fun?
That form-fitting shit's fun for men too.
Yeah, I mean they're called women's derby skins. That don't mean nothing.
Hey guys, I'll let you take somebody else's call, man.
Right.
It's nice to touch base.
Yeah. Have a good night, Liam.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So I got that issue figured out. Thanks for calling back in.
Thanks for calling back, so we're not just talking to ourselves like weirdos.
But I think I'll leave that in.
No, you should get Hell Ocho to call in.
Edit that out.
What's the number?
989-433-6606.
You should actually you should get Hell Ocho up here. He is probably one of the funniest dudes ever. Oh, hold on. I'm literally telling him to call me right now. He used to be the track monkey for LA Derby Dolls. Used to set up the track and do like the real. There's not very few like real like bank track derbies, and he was like in charge of doing the this thing. He's a really interesting guy. He used to work for Fox. Did like script. He can really explain it, but he like script researcher. He was like a researcher. Worked on like all these like shows like Firefly and like Arrested Development and stuff. He's out of Flint now. He's him and I go a lot of places. You'll every time you move that, I look at it. He's this thing, and he's changing between two different screens, and it like does this like little animated back and forth, and then I'm just like a moth. I'm like a moth. I'm just like.
I love fucking Mountain Lion. It's awesome.
Yeah.
The touchpad. God, it's so much better than a mouse.
Yeah.
So
I'm into that too. But so yeah, I don't know to too much get back to the Derby thing, but if anybody ever wants to check it out, it's chemicalcityderbygirls.com. Super positive. It will. I mean, Karen called who broke her ankle. Not everybody gets hurt, and not everybody gets hurt as severely as Karen did, but It's a pretty awesome thing, and it's a really positive thing. You just watch it get bigger and bigger and bigger. I went to nationals this year and really watch just these amazing athletes. It was so cool.
That's cool. Is there a link to it on beesmusic.com?
I don't think there is, but it's just chemicalcityderbygirls.com. So we're right out of the Roll Arena there in Midland. Mondays and Thursdays. Anybody can do it. You just show up. I mean, mouth guard's $2. It's $6 for your first time. And
Chemical City Girls.
And we have all the pads and all the skates and helmets for your first time. So, and we'll take you from zero to hero. Wait, doesn't that rhyme? Did I just make that up? No, I did not. But I wish I had.
City Girls.
Derby Girls. Chemical City. DerbyGirls.com. .com. Isn't that what was that? That's
Expedia.
Expedia.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
See, this is what ads do to us. We're advertising other crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
I'll put a link up on backwoodearth.com.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I mean, I really can't say enough good things about it. I've watched it be so positive for so many people, and
that's cool.
It's humbling to be a part of something like that, and I think as earlier we touched on like how bees and the challenges and stuff, and like it's just nice to meet people in similar ways who are looking to challenge themselves all the time.
So being the owner of a store, I assume you play. I know you play.
Yeah, I play. I play around.
What former bands have you been in? We've touched on a couple.
Yeah, Sinners was really like kind of my big thing for the last couple of years, where I did a ton of playing.
And that was when I first started the Bush Radio. It was when you guys kind of were ending it, and I was like, Bart,
because you were talking about doing stuff, and I was like, I think we're done. I think this because I think we were like our next show, and it's our last show, and and I was in a blues band out of Coleman with Levi and Hooker. If you ever met them, I had a couple different names, but we played together with Tone Freds. Tone used to be in a band called Redfish Bluefish, probably when I was in high school. It was a phenomenal Mount Pleasant band.
Yes.
And in fact,
they had quite a following too, if I remember.
Yeah, and Adrian went and he ended up going to working in the music industry. Randomly, I'll see him at trade shows, and we always talk. Cool. And he's a fantastic guy. But Tone and a guy named Fred Wood from Clare, who's awesome too. And we had a lot of fun, played a lot of shows. And I was like in my 18, 19, 20, 21 when I did that band. And it was a lot of fun to go around, just play. I think that's where I got my love of like adventure, of like going out on the weekends and like going to going that way, especially now that like GPSs. It's just like I'm going to go to here and I don't know where I'm going or what's going to happen. And like I kind of like that sense of random adventure. and
Have
I
to
did
use
that.
a payphone if you need.
Yeah, back then, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's weird, thinking about having a house phone. The other day, like I said something about calling it a house phone. I was like, what an antique statement that is. But, crazy. It's like, no one knows what you're talking about,
No,
Grandpa.
no.
Yeah, so.
Are you in any bands currently?
Not really. Tone and I keep talking about going out and doing some acoustic stuff at the open mics and stuff. But,
Right.
really roller derby is kind of the monster that ate my music thing. And for what it's worth, like, I did that, and then I did Chris McKay just said Nunica. He just texted me Nunica. I don't know why. This is this place we used to play at. It's really awesome. Hey, Random Adventure. He's talking about. He's referencing Random Adventure. That was like a combination party store, liquor store, bar that we used to play at all the time in the centers. It was so much fun. It's such a cool, like, you literally go and there wasn't even a stoplight. There's just one of those like mercury lights hanging over like a yield in every direction. And then there's a bar and there's like a feed place across the street. And like it seemed like it was always windy and the light was always just like swinging around and stuff. So darkness in every direction. So, but the Random Adventure was always a lot of fun. Jed Wigga says I am a random adventure. But I really got into liking that. I did a band with Tone, and I did a band after the Lee Van Hooger thing with Sarah Potter and Justin Crawley called Kumquat Jackpot. We did that for like a year and did like kind of funky year. I don't, we never really kind of picked a direction. We did that for like a year and a half, and then I did the Sinners, and then Tone and I and Sarah and Mike Otterbein, who was the owner of Cooks I worked for, played keys, and Joel Allen played guitar, and we did this thing called like Bone Soup. We played like maybe about 8 or 9 gigs, and we mostly did a lot of stuff at the jams and things, and that kind of like I did the blues jam for like 3 years, or 2 years ish, and where I just kind of would get up and drink beer and play songs at people. It was kind of fun because I had some friends and we just had a normal group of my friends that come, and then I would just play whatever was left open. Some nights I wouldn't even play, but it was just a lot of fun. Mostly just drinking beer and hanging out with my friends, which was what I wanted to be doing, and I think like at this point, I'm just I did the music thing, and then I do it every day, and like it's been really nice to have something that isn't completely music driven as a night thing, as kind of a hobby, and it's something that pushes me kind of mentally in a different direction. Because I think like owning a music store is always like a lot of pressure on me to be like this really good musician, and I'm just not. I mean, I can play a little bit, and like I have fun, and I'm not awful by any means, but it's like.
That's me. I got all this equipment in here. I can play everything. I can keep a beat on the drums. I can play the piano. I'm a bass player by trade. I play a little guitar.
I'm a bass player. That was my original instrument. It's probably my best instrument.
But and I have all this stuff here. Why ain't I writing? I just don't. Right now I'm doing this video podcast. My heart's in this right now.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, and like I like a lot of the stuff I like to play is just traditional blues tunes. I mean, that's what I really like to do is a lot of blues, and which is a ton of fun. But I think like really like doing something. I'm fixing guitars every day, fixing cellos and violins and all this stuff every day is like like I feel very in touch with music even if I'm not really doing a band. You know what I mean? Like I don't. I think a lot of people if I had a different day job where I was pushing a button in the button factory or something, like I probably would have more of like a need to create outside of that. But I think I find myself pretty satisfied in that way, just from being around every day and facilitating others to getting better and trying to create a good learning environment, get people's stuff in tip top shape. And there's a lot of fun behind that, and I think that really I find that enjoyment to be my favorite right now. And not to say like Tone is I miss playing with Tone so much. Like and that's why I've been like bugging him like, dude, let's go out and do like open because his son got married a couple months ago. We went up and did like an acoustic like I and his brother got his brother played like congas and we did like the wedding reception for like 45 minutes. I was just like, cool. Man, we never did acoustic.
Well, any time of the week,
playing together.
It doesn't have to be a Chazmo show. If you guys want to come out, we can broadcast live or just record it even and have you on stage jamming out.
Yeah, we keep talking about just going and doing doing something at the just like going to the open mic and just like let's just go play half an hour and like who cares? Like we won't rehearse. We'll just like talk about it beforehand and then just go in there and like I say like almost play at people. Be like whatever, this is fun. We're gonna have fun. If you have fun, awesome. If you hate us, just throw fruit at us and then we'll go. We're gonna do it either way. So it's pretty fun. But
So, being a bass player by trade, you said, is that your favorite instrument? Do you have?
I think I've really fallen more into guitar.
Yeah.
I think I didn't really start being in love with guitar, and I almost like have this thing where I think like I love like The Sinners was this huge thing for me because I really had this thing where I was like kind of sick of guitar, and when I met Liam, he's a great guitar player. He's a really good songwriter though, and I was like, man, we should really do this as like a piano organ rock band, you know, and we found a keyboard player named Spencer Steggy, who was a super talented kid, and we just did like a lot more. Like we took like a lot of the stuff he was writing on the guitar and kind of like him and I would kind of like spin it towards like keyboard and stuff, and it really created like a different texture. I really liked it.
It had an awesome sound. I mean, just from start to end, it had an awesome sound.
Yeah,
it was.
I had a lot of fun with that, and it was almost like
it was a fun record.
Yeah. I really like making it. We made that in the base of my house, and I just wanted to really like make like a rock record, and I don't think
and to this day, Mountains is always stuck in my head. You know,
that's cool. That's such a good song.
I'll be humming that out of nothing. I'm like, well, where the hell did that come from? But
it's
that was the one I was trying to queue up, but I could not find it.
I could probably email it to you or something. Mountains is a great tune. I mean, Chris is a super talented songwriter. I mean, he still is. I mean, he's still writing cool stuff, and he has this like I think like Padme versus the Subaru or something. He's working out with Joe from the original Workhorse movement. You remember them?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe and Liam were. I keep saying Chris. It's also his name. I sorry.
Chris Liam.
Chris Liam. He always says I ruined his stage name. I'm sorry. I still can't not do it. But him and Joe, I think, were roommates in college, and Joe went on to do the Workhorse movement, and then that became Dirty Americans. I guess now probably more people know the Dirty Americans than know Workhorse movement. Workhorse movement was really the original. I mean, you're a townie if you remember the Workhorse movement. I think at this point, but. Joe moved out west somewhere, and then I think they've been doing like a record like over like kind of over the internet where they record tracks together and sync them up, which is really interesting.
I know quite a few people that are doing
that.
Yeah.
It's tons of fun, and Liam's done it. He's just always has wrote really cool stuff, and I think I always like connected with his songwriting because I think that, like. I think there's a lot of musicianship, but I really love like true songwriting, and like I like that you can make like a song that you can hum, and it's not just music for the sake of music. That there's a song and there's something there, and I always felt like Liam really did that very well, and it attracted me to him, and it made me really want to like. He would sort of like hand me like demos, and he just seemed to have an unlimited supply of demos, and then I always kind of felt like I would take it and like kind of like come up with like a plan. And then I would produce it to him, and he would tell me what he didn't like about it. And him and I would kind of like bounce and creatively work off each other to kind of build those songs to what they were. And it was really fun for me because I'm not really a poet. I'm not really like making hook melodies, but I could kind of like the rest of the rhythm and the feel and having like the instrumentation background from working on so many instruments. I really knew like what a lot of textures were. Like a lot of times like we'd be working on a song, and I'd literally like walk over to the keyboard, and I'd like push like a button, and I'd be going through patches. I'm like, here, that was the wrong organ. Use this organ and do this, and then all of a sudden it would just like click. There was a lot of moments like that where it was kind of played to my strengths a lot, and that was what was cool about that band. We had the other member of that band was Joel Chode. He was a really good bass player from Alpena, and it was cool. Like it was a really good time, and like you have like. At any time, and this is having other bands too. Tone's gonna be listening to this and be like, "You're not talking about me," but Tone and I have a lot of chemistry too. And Tone and I have a really good chemistry with blues stuff, and I think that's really important. I mean, in anything, just it really facilitates like that carries through the music. I think you can tell when it's 4 people in a room, and you can tell when there's something happening.
Feed off the crowd.
Chris says he says talk about me more. I'm talking about him too much. Oh, sorry, buddy. I like your songwriting. I still do. So yeah. So check him out, Liam McKay, Padme the Subaru. So
yes. Well, let's take another 10-minute break.
Maybe I'll try and get you. I'll try and get you Mountains. So
there we go. That'd be good. We will be back. This time, though, I'm going to play a little bit of Kincaid's music for you over top of the Bees music. Kincaid.
Well, the drummer, he worked for Beesfuck a year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. When it first opened Mount Pleasant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
They're
remember
awesome.
working
I love
there.
that. They actually
they're
started right after Bees. Used to come in the store all the time. I love
Yeah.
those guys. They're amazing.
Yeah, I had them out here once. They're
such
I
good
love those guys.
So much fun.
Okay, so here we go. We'll be back.
Doggy. Ah!
Oh, the dog's biting
The
him.
dog, I'm dying. Puppy kisses.
We are back. We got Brian. My dog loves him to death.
I know.
Won't
we're
let
buddies.
him go.
Oh, we're buddies.
I just clipped his nails today, so they shouldn't be too bad, but the clippers suck, so I gotta frickin' file them. It's like, my God, I don't want to pedicure my frickin' dog, you know?
Yeah, it's good.
But
it's good. He enjoys it.
Yeah. So
he likes being pampered.
Yeah, he's a little.
He's running around in a circle with his nose in the ground, which is pretty awesome. It's like a Homer Simpson routine.
That crazy bastard get to chasing his tail. It's like, Jesus, dude.
Chase your tail. Please do that. Come on. There we go. We're back. And we're back.
I'm going to kill our mics while we
Okay.
play this song. This is my favorite Sinners tune, and it's the one that just gets stuck in my head time and time again.
This is the one we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We hooked my phone up.
Yes. So, Mountains by the Sinners here on the Chazmo Show.
Mountains are moved for you every day. Oh, your eyes shut tight now, baby. Incidental favors with frequency. Oh, kindness both random and with good intent. Committed for your motherfucking benefit. Mountains are moved for you every day. Are you illuminated with the light? Mountains are moved for you every day.
dressed as wolves, all fantastic. As we stand holding our gifts, small and substantive, like flowers and wine, solitary time, fusions of concentrated energy. Mountains are moved for you every day. Have faith, have faith. Mountains are moved for you every day. Mountains are moved for you every day. Mountains,
And what did you play on that track?
Drums. I was a drummer.
Okay.
So
okay.
sometimes you can hear me yelling. Like put me on a shelf. There's a ton of me and
Right on.
Buoyant and stuff. But I should get back that website up. I think it used to be thesinnersrock.com, and I just noticed it doesn't work anymore. So, but the album for a long time, you can get it in iTunes. Half the time we just gave it away for free,
Yeah.
and I think it's on like Spotify and a bunch of stuff. Because
Right
like
on.
randomly, about every like 3 years, I get a check in the mail from Spotify for
Oh,
like $40.
Hey, that's
I don't
cool.
know why. So I actually think it's our friend Joel Lewis in Utah. I think he listens to us on Spotify, and
Yeah.
like we get a dime for every like 200 times he plays it.
Oh, that's cool. That's something anyway. Oh, here you got.
Oh,
Give
there
you
you
your
go.
phone
Yeah,
back.
I think my wife's telling me that our daughter's in the tub,
Oh.
and she didn't realize it was a podcast.
Oh. Well, they can always rewatch it. I work midnight tonight. I should have it up on
Okay.
YouTube tonight.
That'll
so
be fun.
I'll take it to work with me. Let's go ahead. Maybe get you to play a song or two.
Okay,
and,
I'll get up and play.
we'll get you out of here.
I don't, I don't play a ton anymore, but we'll get up and we'll do something. Should I do like slow or something? I could do like the, I don't know. Let's see.
Whatever
Let's see
you
what I do.
want. Let's yeah. So we'll be back. I gotta rearrange the camera yet.
Oh,
too,
okay.
so.
We gotta move the camera. Oh, I already put a pick up. I'm gonna do my Liam McKay impersonation. He's like, stop talking about me. Come on.
They can't hear you right now.
What's that?
They can't hear you right
They can't hear me right now.
In yet.
Stop eating that. You're gonna get us in trouble.
They can hear you.
So I could finger pick something, or I could do like that.
Brian Hansen, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll do the run and hiding, which is kind of my standard anymore, but something I do all right. So, and unprompted, the dog is eating the monitor, which I wish you could see. It's so awesome. He's just like. Oop, I just hit his head on my guitar.
The Chazmo Show is a Backward Earth Media production. Executive producer, Gary Stalter. Directed, written, and edited by Charlie Cole. Recorded live at Backward Earth Studios.